what's more likely. I will do my best to tell you what is more likely in a sport that once again proves you can't predict a damn thing. You can't see anything coming. The NFL, as I've said over and over again, so fortunate to be involved in the National Football League as it has started its ascendancy and seems to keep on climbing up and reaching heights that you couldn't see coming from many moons ago. But it is the greatest narrative-generating machine in the history of sports, and you could even say pop culture. You can't make stuff up. And the perfect example is what we saw last night on Thursday Night Football that can be summed up with a very simple phrase. What the hell was that?
What the hell going on?
The hell was that?
I have no idea.
Because you saw a defending Super Bowl champ come in with 6 straight losses. The Rams situation has deteriorated so greatly that their Super Bowl MVP has been out for a month. He's not coming back this year, one would assume. The greatest defensive player this league has, arguably, and I will argue that Aaron Donald is that. He was out again. He's hurt. Matthew Stafford has had 2 concussions. It's now called a spinal cord contusion. That's just for starters. An offensive line that had potentially its best player sitting on the Amazon Prime set last night. Was banged up all year long. Part of the reason why Stafford is all banged up might be the fact that he was banged up coming into the season, but also he was sacked 9 times in the beginning in the first Thursday night of the season. That was Thursday night number 1. Banner raised, rings on the fingers, and then Thursday night to kick off week 14, 13 weeks later, we saw a Rams team limp in so badly.
How badly?
That the Amazon Prime broadcast, if you saw, set up the Rams sequel season of following up a Super Bowl championship with the worst movie sequels of all time. They compared the Rams' current team to Caddyshack 2.
That's pretty funny.
Did you see that last night?
That is great, though.
Caddyshack 2 had a good song.
Caddyshack 2.
Bad sequel.
That good opening song.
Well, I'm not saying there is a Kenny Loggins on this team. Bobby Wagner is a great Kenny Loggins that's still playing and singing for this team. But nobody saw coming, certainly in week number 1, that Baker Mayfield would be the starting quarterback of this team on this Thursday night after arriving in Los Angeles to become a Ram at 7 o'clock Tuesday night before the Thursday night. He said, Baker Mayfield, that he hopped on a plane prior to it be, or he hopped on a plane on a reservation that he made prior to getting the official word that the Rams had put a claim in for him.
Yeah, he was speaking it into existence.
He's like, I'm just going to get the plane ticket. I'm out of here. And due to his asking, sometimes you don't, I always say, if not me, who, and if not now, when. That's the mantra of this show. That's why we're in year 9 right now, an 8-year anniversary we just celebrated. I say that to you guys all the time. If not me, who? If not now, when? Meaning, if you're not going to try and speak it into existence and make it happen, then who will? And if not now, when are you going to do it? So Baker Mayfield telling Steve Wilkes, the interim head coach in Carolina, you're going to make me the number 3 quarterback? Just get me out of here. And Steve Wilkes is like, okay, we oblige. And the Rams are like, okay, we'll take you. And then he shows up, okay, what do you got for me? Well, here's a playbook that you can start studying on the plane ride. Okay. And then you show up. Well, what else can I do? Well, you can just go in an immersive study here. Okay. And then you can get 20 walkthrough snaps prior to the game. Okay. We'll still start the other guy. Okay. We'll put you in the game. Okay. And then he starts throwing darts. I mean, his first snap, a 21-yard strike down the field, might have been the best pass a Rams quarterback's thrown in a month.
It was nice.
It was one of those, that's right, that's what can be done here in this offense. But still, you saw things like him turning the wrong way. I mean, things that you would expect of somebody who just started getting in the playbook 48 hours before. But this is still Baker Mayfield, and we love crapping on the guy in this world. Not here. We don't usually traffic in that. But sports fans, I would say, like crapping on the guy. And, he invites it sometimes with his statements, personality, and things of that nature. I always loved. By the way, he had me at hello when he planted the flag in Columbus, but that's just me. And then what he did in that Rose Bowl I saw back in the day against Georgia. I mean, the guy can sling it. He can throw it. And he became the first overall choice in the draft, which can be a blessing and a curse. And for him, it was a little bit of both. But he came back from a 13-point deficit in his debut for the Browns. And now he came back from a 13-point deficit in his debut for the Rams. He is the first such quarterback to ever do that. That was what Amazon Prime put up on the screen as he emerged victorious in a game in which he was down by 13 points with 4 minutes to go and was down by 6 points with a minute and change to go, 98 yards in front of him, and no timeouts in his pocket. And he starts leading the team down the field with some help. We'll get to that in a second. And I don't mean Van Jefferson catching a touchdown pass. But you have to give it up to the guy. Just when you think he doesn't have it anymore, he proves to you he still got it. And he still has it. The question is, can he do it for a team at some point over an 18-game regular season? But that's not the conversation to be had today. What he showed is his trademark moxie. And what he showed was he can still sling it, and he can ball when the chips are down. And that was an unbelievable comeback win for a team in Los Angeles that really needed it. They really could use it. And they got it. Baker freaking Mayfield is really, really good at putting his you-know-whats on the table and measuring it against yours. That's what he does really, really well. And he showed it again last night. Congrats to Baker Mayfield. And now the next two Rams games are on national television. So just when you thought the Rams were like done grabbing your attention, how does next Monday night against the Green Bay Packers sound to you?
Game got a lot more interesting.
How does that Christmas Day game against the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson sound to you? Now, last year, Baker went into Green Bay and damn near pulled one off on the Packers, if you remember that one. But just when you think Baker Mayfield can't do it anymore and doesn't have it, he showed that. And who knows what the future is in Los Angeles. They don't care right now. They've got a few games left, and they just want to win them all and see what happens in this crazy, mixed-up NFL world.
Also, just super eerie, Rich. The last two football games we saw kind of ended in the exact same way. Saints had a 16-3 lead, kick a field goal to start the fourth quarter, and then Tom Brady goes touchdown, last second to win the game. And then last night, exact same thing. Raiders kick a field goal to start the fourth quarter, go up 16-3. Rams, touchdown, no time left, game over.
This league, man. This league. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.